Hi, everyone. This is Phoebe Taylor. I am an author. I am a mom. I am a child of God. Okay? At the end of the day, I'm a child of God. I came on today because I am so stirred right now. So, if you don't know, I just co authored a book. It's called Urgency is Right Now Prayers. It's a book of 365 prayers that people can purchase via my link, and I can put that in the show notes once I'm not driving. But I had to come on and I wanted to record what I just experienced today. Not only that, am I a co author, I'm actually in the process of publishing my very own, my first book. And it is called The Heart Exchange, Secrets to Superior Servitude. Okay. So it's a book that talks about having self love and loving yourself before you can love someone else. Yes, you can love other people, but to really love people and love others, you have to first love yourself. Okay. So that's the premise, that's the foundation. But it also talks about it being a heart exchange because sometimes our heart can become so damaged, broken, fragmented, hurt, disappointment. We have to deal with that. So in exchange, God promises us a heart of flesh in exchange for our stony, broken, fragmented heart. Okay, so that is what the book is about, and it teaches you how to serve others and yourself, and how to be an amazing volunteer. Um, so that will be coming out in January. I'm super duper uber excited. So you should be able to have it by Valentine's Day, if not before. Um, but outside of that, I actually just finished picking up the keys to my mailbox at the UPS store. I did not want to well, I do have a business, but I didn't want to open up a business and start soliciting business and doing business and not have my own, basically like a P.O. box. I didn't want information coming to my house. I've actually been running this part of the business like a business because I just want to be integral. I want to make sure that there are no, blurred lines, and that things are just done in decency and order. I'm a firm believer in that. And I try to live my life that way. Am I perfect? No, not perfect at all. No, I'm not. But so I went to go open up a UPS store, and there's two stores on the opposite ends of the main street that I live on. The other store is I don't always frequent that way, but I do a lot of business down that way to myself, my children, my family. But the opposite end, I frequent this way more often. However, it's always crowded. So this morning I drove down there and I was like, well, I'm going to go in there and make an appointment or, sign up. But the line was outside the door. It's COVID still. People are still making sure that they're taking the proper precautions for customers. I get it. So I was like, I'm just going to drive down to the other store. Drove down to the other store, right? And of course, they doing the same thing. Make sure they're counting customers before they come in. I go inside. They actually did not have any boxes available. And she was like, you're going to have to come back in January. And I was like, not so. That's not the word of the Lord. But thank you. Have a great day. Came back out, and Holy Spirit was like, okay, just drive back down to the other store like I told you to do. So I was like, okay, God, get down there. Because I went down there earlier today as well. Let me just be honest. I went down there early. The line was outside the door. And so I got back down and I'm like, okay, God, if nobody's outside, I don't have to stand in the rain, like I'll make sure I do it. Like I'm going to do it either way. But I got down there, went to the store, like a grocery store, because my kids was like, Mommy, I need da 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 da. Go inside, um, purchase the stuff, get back to the car, put it in the car. And I looked to the UPS store. Nobody was like lined up outside. Walk in the door, it's only two people in front of me, but nobody was lined up. So I'm like, okay, God, go, big Jesus, you did your thing. Shout out to you. And it was 3 employees there working. I recognized the manager's voice because I called, kind of being incognito. I was like, do you have any mailboxes? He did tell me they had some available. And so the next available customer service rep was a gentleman, and on his name tag said trainee, but I didn't recognize that until after, engaging with him further. But he was like, oh, this is my first time doing this. So I come from a quality auditor background. I get it. Of course, my flesh wanted to be like, oh, snap, why ain't just let somebody else go in front of me? But I'm like, you know what, God, you have me here for a reason. And I'm all about teaching moments. I'm all about teaching moments. So I'm like, you know what, take your time. I'm patient. I'll be here, whatever you need me to do. So they're actually coaching him through, walking me through the steps to get a mailbox there, all while they're also taking care of other customers. And so it could have been a frustrating moment for him, but he didn't. He persevered through. And so it was a teaching moment for him. So had I been patient, I probably would have missed out on a lot. Or been impatient, I would have missed out on a lot. So he walks me through the steps. And so at the end of the engagement conversation, the manager, well, I didn't know at the time, the superior said, hey, did you even tell her where her mailbox is? And so the guy was like, no. And so he walks us both to the mailbox and we're looking for it. And so I found it. So it was actually at the bottom. And he's like, well, here, ma'am, go ahead and try and open up the key. So I always was a little giddy, like when they handed me the key at the register, and I tried to contain. I was like, oh my God, keys, keys, keys. Like, oh my God, this is like my future. Like, this is not going to be the first time. But it was one of those steps that I've taken to further my future. Okay, so that's why I was so giddy. So I kneeled down to unlock the mailbox and test it out. And I opened up the mailbox, and inside of it was a piece of paper. And in my mind, as a person that loves to be hospitable, loves to do the extra mile or go the extra mile to make someone feel welcome and value, period, just value. I was like, oh my God, like, did they put a thank you note in here? Like, who does that? And so I pull it out, but I didn't want to, as I'm pulling it out, both of them are like, oh my God, I think that's somebody else's. And so I'm like, oh, snap, maybe it's confidential. I don't want to read it. But I did see something that said thank you. So it was to somebody else, like their piece of mail or letter or whatever. And so I just handed it to them. I was like, that would have been a really nice idea if there was a letter in here. And he was like, oh, okay. Da, da, da. And so we walk out. He thanks me for coming. And I end up telling him that I did call him earlier, the manager. So he walks me to the door as well, because there was another set of keys that I needed to look at and make sure that everything was everything, so I could have access, 24-hour access. So we do that. We end up talking. He ends up walking outside with me, and he lets me know that he is the actual owner. And I was like, oh, really? I said, I did go down to the other store, and I didn't really, I wasn't really feeling it. I've been to the other store plenty of times before. And I've been to his store as well, but I didn't know that it was Black owned. So long story short, I did let him know that I prayed and asked God that I wanted to go to a place that did have a Black owner, because I want to be able to separate us. So I was like, okay, cool. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that, I ended up coming down to your establishment. He was happy too. And I was like, but you know what? It would have been a really, really, really nice gesture to have a thank you note for your new time mailbox customers. And he's like, you know what, you might be right. So I went into explaining to him why, and I was like, did you see my face? I was so excited just thinking that someone thought enough about me to say thank you so much for your business and for considering us as your provider or your vendor or whatever. And he was like, you know what, that actually sounds really good. I'm actually going to start doing that just because you did it, or just because you said it. And I was like, oh my God, like, influence, like, I know that I'm an influencer, and I've been able to, I'm embracing, I ain't going front, I'm still embracing that fact. And but the fact that he right there on the spot, I'm going to do this because you said it, because you explained it, God just allowed me to see just how much of a impact that I have on the lives of others. And I've been seeing that over the last few years. I've been embracing it more, but it's just in my face now. So I was encouraging my sister, I was encouraging my mom today. I'm like, we just got to go after whatever God called us to do. Like, we just got to do it. The impact is just wild. The people are there and they're waiting for us, and even people that we don't even know that's waiting, they are waiting for us just to get on board and just to get in alignment and to gain the confidence that we need to continue to go forward. But just do it. I posted early on Facebook today. We don't have the luxury to procrastinate. We have to do it, and we have to do it right now. So I just wanted to share that. I don't know, it just encouraged me that once again I could help somebody, make somebody else's life better, because if they do implement that, I'm pretty confident he's going to have other people like myself to go and tell other people, like, did you know that they thank me for their service, like for my service? I decided to be a to come and pay my money to get a box from you, but you still thought of me. And if anybody looks at the motto of Chick-fil-A, no one else can help but be in awe and inspired by their model of servitude, their model of professionalism, their model for just appreciating humanity. Like, we should be valuing others better than we're doing. Um, there are spots where we are, and I know a lot of people who value the people that are in their life, and it's beautiful. To see it on a greater scale is even more impressive. So I just had to share that. I was excited. I'm excited to continue to birth my book. I'm excited for the next book. I'm excited for taking these steps. What may seem minute to others is actually major to me, because I've sat on the idea of writing and actually getting my words not just on paper, but out in the open to other people to read and to be inspired by. And I know if you're watching this video, you have a story to tell too. I'm waiting to hear it. Like, we all are great. Like, let's embrace our greatness. Let's embrace our magic. Like, this is magic. This is absolutely magical. So let me leave you with this. Do not, and I repeat, do not doubt your magic. Do not doubt your influence, because people are looking, they are watching, and they are waiting. They are waiting for you to take these steps of courage. Okay, so I just encourage you guys to do something that is amazing. As you do it, you're going to become so overwhelmed with blessings, overwhelmed with just, I don't know, like courage out. Like, I'm just over the top right now, but be courageous today. Be courageous. Go out and do something great. Go out and do something that is going to surprise you. But if it surprises you, guess what? It's going to influence your destiny. It's going to influence your seed. You're going to leave a legacy on the earth. You're going to leave a mark in the earth. And when you leave here, when you take your last breath, time is going to feel like it stopped, because people are going to miss you something terrible, but they're not going to miss you so much, because why? You left your words in the earth. You left your mind in the earth, through books, through vlogs, through media, through social media, through whatever it is, your writings, dissertations, all of that. Leave your mind on the earth. Okay, find somebody to inspire. Step out and be you. Be you. I'm doing all of this scared. I don't even know if I'm looking at the right part of the camera. I'm just looking at myself, but I probably should be looking up there. I don't know, but guess what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Like, I'm going to miss the mark, but guess what? I'm going to grow. I don't lose. I'm going to learn. And I teach my children that. So, yo, this is amazing. Then I went to Big Lots and I found something that I wanted to give to my family. I didn't know I wanted it, but I wanted it and I thought it was cute. And then I got like a $10 off coupon, like afterwards. Like, who doesn't like coupons? Yeah, I'm happy. So literally, blessings are overtaking me, okay? The Bible says, the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. No sorrow. This is amazing. I just took a great step. So stay tuned. This is my life. I'm not going to trade it for anyone or anything. And I give God all the glory, because he is the one that has done this. Shorty, he did this and he's still doing it. So I love y'all. If you watch, I don't even know how many subscribers I have on YouTube, but I'm going to put this out there because this is me. This is who I am. God created me to be this way. If I'm goofy, take me as I am. Okay. But I have serious moments, but I'm here for it. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.